Today we're going to explore the benefit of using the desktop version of ChatGPT and how using proper prompts can really enhance your user experience. So you might wonder why you should bother downloading this. By the way, this is an unofficial app. It's not by OpenAI. So why should you download this when the one that's offered on the web is perfectly fine? And it all really comes down to prompts. The desktop version allows you to download and sync prompts that other people have created and shared in the GitHub repository that you could save into the desktop application and retrieve very easily using the / command. To get the most out of ChatGPT, it's essential to understand the art of crafting the perfect prompt. Although ChatGPT utilizes the natural language model, at the end of the day, you're still talking to a computer. So there are certain techniques that you can use to prepare and set up ChatGPT for best results. Let me share some examples. In the first example, let's say I want to make lasagna. Please provide a shopping list. Okay, as you can see, ChatGPT, I'm using the 3.5 version, by the way, and it's responded very quickly, and it's given us a list of the items that we need to make lasagna, which is great. But let's actually start a new chat. So here I'm going to improve the prompt by providing more details. So same as earlier, I want to make lasagna, but please make a shopping list grouped by how the items might be merchandised in a supermarket, and provide the results in a table. The first column should show the sections and the second column should show the items. Let's see how ChatGPT does with this. And look at this. I think you'll agree that this is a lot more useful because now you can be more effective in grabbing all of the relevant items from each section so you don't have to bounce around zigzagging around the supermarket. Here I'm showing another example. I'm pretending that I'm a junior project manager assigned to a brand new project, and I want to learn how I could define success criteria for this project. So in this example, as you can see, the prompt is very generic. I have a new project I'm managing. How can I define the success criteria? Because the prompt is generic, the response is also very generic. It is helpful. It's saying that I should first define the goals, using SMART goals, identify who the stakeholders are, determine key performance indicators, but it doesn't really go into which KPIs I should use for this, setting targets and develop monitoring and evaluation plan, which is helpful, but very, very generic, things that you can just Google and find, right? But in another example, let's go to this example here. The prompt is a lot more refined and specific. So here I'm saying you are, so I'm telling ChatGPT what role it should play. You're a senior associate at the McKinsey & Company consulting company. You'll guide me in defining a success criteria for retail project that I'm managing to drive traffic into our stores, right? So the prompt is very, very specific, and the response also is a lot more refined and specific. So here, yes, you should define project objective, but it's also asking, what am I trying to achieve, right? So am I trying to increase foot traffic or sales or both? So it's actually prompting me to ask the right question to define the right success criteria. And in terms of the KPIs, it's actually being a lot more specific in terms of what KPIs I should actually measure, right? So there's foot traffic count, conversion rates, average transaction value, repeat visit rates. So it's giving me a lot more details to help define the success criteria for this. And again, with setting targets, it's giving me actual percentages that I can consider using. So I think you'll agree that by using better prompts, you can get a lot better results out of this chatbot. So this is where the desktop application comes in. If you navigate over to the GitHub repository that says awesome chatbot prompts, you'll see when you scroll down, there are all these prompts that other people have generated and shared on this GitHub repository. And of course, you can simply just select these prompts and copy it into your web version of ChatGPT, and you can tweak the parts that you need to. It'll work fine. But there are a lot of them here. So rather than coming back to this page to copy and paste into your web browser, you could actually sync these prompts. All these prompts that have been created and shared can be synced to the desktop application that you can simply retrieve with a / command. and I'll show you how to do that. So to download the application, on the same GitHub page, if you scroll down to about the middle of the page, you'll see the desktop app. Again, this is an unofficial app, so you should use it at your own risk. So I'm going to click on it, and from here, scroll down. And since I'm a Windows user, I'm going to choose the Windows option here, but there are other options that you can choose. Clicking on it should start the download immediately. You might, depending on the browser that you're using, you might get a warning sign saying, do you want to download this? In that case, simply click yes, and the application should show up in your download folder. I'm going to open it. Again, I'm getting a warning message here because it's not recognizing the app. You can go to more info and hit run anyway. I already have the desktop application installed on my computer, so it's a straightforward process. I'm going to open up the app now and show you how it works. So when you launch the app, it looks very much like the web version. You have all of your chat history to the left, and then you have the different models to choose from. If you're a Plus member, you'll have the option for the Turbo or the default, Legacy, and GPT-4. So I'm going to leave it on the default. And here you can go to Preferences, Control Center. Let me drag that in to the screen. And from here, you can go down to the language model, sync prompts, and you can see all the prompts that are from the GitHub repository. If you don't see them, you can simply hit sync. It will override. Let's just do it again. Click on yes. It's been synchronized. Go back to Preferences, Control Center, and under sync prompts, again, they all show up. To use these prompts, what you do is from the command line, just use a slash, and you can see the different options starting to pop up. But if you know what you're pulling up, so let's say I want to invoke a career coach. So put career, and then if you simply hit space, then you can see the actual prompt. So here, I want you to act as a career counselor. At the end of the prompt, this is where you can customize. My first question is, and in quotation mark, it says, I want to advise someone who wants to pursue a potential career in software engineering. This is where you can change things. So maybe instead of software engineering, you say in, I don't know, catering, right? And then you could hit enter and it'll provide you with a response. So in addition to being able to use prompts that other people have created, you can also create your own custom prompts. Go back to Preferences, Control Panel. Let me drag this back into this monitor. And then go to Language Model, User Custom. And here you can click on Add Model. How are you going to retrieve this? So I'm going to put my name, Andy, act as a rephraser. And here, rephrase the following sentence using a casual tone. Click on OK. Make sure it's enabled. If not, click on it and select Enable. I'm going to close this out. Now, when I put the slash, you can already see the custom prompt pop up. I'm going to click on it, hit space, and we'll put a semicolon. And then I can put my prompt here and ChatGPT will rephrase it. So that's how you can create a custom prompt. As we continue to explore the early stages of harnessing the full potential of AI chatbots, our ability to create innovative and useful prompts will only increase over time. As more people contribute their prompt ideas, we can expect a surge in shared prompt concepts. We're already seeing a lot of ebooks and YouTube tutorials around this. And to quote OpenAI's founder Sam Altman, writing a really great prompt for a chatbot persona is an amazingly high leverage skill and an early example of programming in a little bit of natural language. Regardless of whether you choose to download the app, I encourage you to head over to the GitHub repository to take a look at some sample prompts for your inspiration. You may adapt them to your specific needs and be amazed at what ChatGPT has to offer. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing to this channel for more contents like this. Thanks and see you in the next video.